recently decided that I was going to put myself through even more pain than I already am in, so I decided to start going running. And I went and got running shoes. I did my first run, I did a mile and a half, and I got to my parents' house. And it's a true story. I burst through the door, just poof. I walked straight to the living room. We got concrete floors in my parents' house. My mom's sitting on the couch. She's watching me, and I just collapsed on the floor, and I just lay there on the concrete. And my mom's like, "Did you run here?" I said, "Yes." Like that out of breath way, like, "Yes." I just laid there. She's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "No." Why did I run at 11 o'clock? It was 4th of July, too. That was a hot day. I don't know what I was thinking. I just felt like doing it. I don't know why. It was painful. But you know what? Little by little, your endurance begins to get better because you endure the pain just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, because pain is not a sign of evil. Pain is not a sign of weakness. Pain is a sign of growth. Pain is a sign of development. And though it hurts to be in the developmental process, I want to let you know that where you're at right now is not God's keeping you somewhere, keeping you away from the promise, setting you back from what you may believe is rightfully yours. It is God preparing you so that when you get the promise, it is in his right timing and you are prepared. What's your field? Where's your sheep? What has God placed in your hand in this season right now that he is using as a process? He's building you. He's developing you. Don't look at where you're at as a curse. It's not a curse. It's just a process. That part of being built, the world would say, is getting out of where you are, constantly trying to get ahead, constantly trying to do more, when God would say, no. Part of being built is being okay in the process of right now. David got up after being anointed, grabbed his staff, went right on over to those stinky, smelly sheep. But that was a part of the process. The second way that God continues to build us after we see ourselves as different is through provision. Someone say provision. Provision. So if we continue on in David's story now, we'll see now in verse 17, we get to the very famous story. You've probably all heard of it before, David and Goliath. You heard it in Sunday school. David hit the sling, Goliath falls. It's a great story. But before any of that happens, David is sent to go bring food and provisions to his brothers. And along the way, he hears about Goliath, and he goes to Saul to let him know, I'm gonna go kill Goliath. And Saul, being Saul, says, no you ain't. He gonna kill you. He's been a man of war since his youth. You a shepherd boy. You gonna die. But watch David's response in 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 34. It says, David said to Saul, your servant used to keep sheep for his father. And when there came a lion or a bear and took a lamb from the flock, I went after him and struck him and delivered it out of his mouth. And if he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and struck him and killed him. Your servant has struck down both lions and bears, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be like one of them, for he has defied the armies of the living God. And David said, the Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine. See, a lot of times we think part of being different and part of us getting to the promise that God has given to us as a result of being different is trying to make sure that everything we have is going to provide for us. In fact, something that I want to make very clear is one of the pitfalls of even going through the process is we think the process is all about us. is we think it's all about me getting better, me developing, me working harder, me getting more, me being provided for more, me having more benefits, more things for myself to have. But that is the world's way of looking at being built different. God's way of being built different is that the process is not just for you, it's for what you can give to others. Because what does the Bible say? It says, David said, I used to keep sheep. And guess what? A lion came, I killed that lion. A bear came, I killed that lion. Something else came, I killed it then too. And guess what? This Philistine, he got nothing on me. David recognized that the process in which he was being that he was being placed into to become king was more than just about him receiving a title that he was already declared to be. It was about him being provision for those around him so that they can continue on through their process. Part of being built different in the world's way is this isolation from others in an attempt to gain more. But God says being built different in the kingdom isn't about isolation. It's about being built up together. It's about being built up with one another. Are you isolating yourself in your process out of fear of someone else getting more? Or are you willing to invite more people into your process, more people into your life so that you can be provision for them? Provision is not just about what I can be provided with from God. It's about what can I give to others as I'm on my way to the promise. Your promise is bigger than just you. Your promise, your difference is bigger than just yourself. If we isolate ourselves, we risk falling into this idea that it's all about me, and that's why I'm different. But when we come together as a community, we can provide for one another even in the midst of our process. That means if one of us ends up falling back, we can say, hey, I know that's not who you are. Come on, let's get through this process together. Hey, I know that's not who you are. Hey, come on, I'll provide for you in this moment. We provide for each other because being built different in God's kingdom is about bringing provision to everybody.